A second Trump presidency will have wide domestic and international implications. In his first term, President-elect Trump tried to thaw the icy ties between the United States and North Korea. That led to a roller coaster relationship between Mr. Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un. That included face-to-face meetings, flattering letters, and insults from both sides. NBC News international correspondent Janis Mackey Frayer takes a look at what a second Trump term could mean for the U.S., North Korea, and China.
Joe, one of the more challenging foreign policy issues facing any U.S. president is North Korea. And while President-elect Trump has said that Kim Jong Un misses him, it isn't clear whether that is the case, given Kim is now emboldened and no longer alone. Donald Trump has long touted his personal touch with leaders like Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and Kim Jong Un.
You know, I got to know a lot of the foreign leaders, and let me tell you, unlike our leader, they're at the top of their game.
But in his second presidency, it's a different world Trump is facing, with U.S. officials saying thousands of North Korean troops are preparing to fight with Russian forces in Kursk, North Korean weapons already on the battlefield, and more nuclear-capable missiles being tested. South Korea's military intelligence agency also warned last month that a seventh nuclear test could be coming. Kim Jong Un has been emboldened by the prestige of his strategic ties to Russia that have hardened his stance against the U.S. It's a pivot from the optics of Trump's first term, when it was all smiles, flattery, and letters.
And we go back and forth, and then we fell in love, okay?
That took a turn in 2019, when Trump, at a summit in Hanoi, abruptly broke off talks with Kim. Now that he's tight with Putin, analysts say Kim may not be quick to rekindle a friendship with Trump.
The strategic value of the United States for Pyongyang has gone down considerably. North Korea has no reason to talk about denuclearization. Any talks that are premised on denuclearization, Kim Jong Un has no reason to show up.
Tension is also now tearing at the Korean Peninsula, where in the last year Kim has called off the goal of unification, even blowing up roads near the border and declaring Seoul a permanent enemy. It's all a concern here in China that North Korean troops could expand the war in Europe and pull Asia into it. Chinese officials avoid commenting on the Putin-Kim partnership, saying their bilateral relationship is their business. Yet as the economic lifeline to both Russia and North Korea, China has the clout. They're just not using it, despite pressure from the U.S. to do more.
Obviously, we would hope that China would use its influence, it doesn't appear that they are, with the Russian government to cease and desist. But I don't think that's happening. It's unfortunate.
In that sense, China presents a dilemma for Trump, who said he could end the war in Ukraine, but may find the road to a deal goes through Beijing.
There are so many things that need China, U.S. to cooperate. Yeah, it is almost in everything, everywhere.
As Trump makes his return to the world stage, he'll be surrounded by familiar faces. But with Kim's nuclear advances and his troops aiding Russia against U.S.-armed Ukraine, the stakes for Trump's second term are edging higher. Given the uncertainty lingering around continued U.S. support for Ukraine, analysts in Seoul say the government there is now reconsidering sending weapons to Kyiv until there's some clarity on what the new Trump administration is going to do in Ukraine. In the meantime, the office of South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol confirms that he recently started practicing golf to prepare for future meetings with Trump.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.